Hamsa Chakra is the very pivotal center which expresses auspiciousness in our awareness. That means if this center is alert and awakened, then we immediately know what is auspicious and what is not auspicious. Or we can call it, we get the divine discretion. I think it is a part of the genetics that people have discretion between good and bad, destructive and constructive. It is basically has to be there, but we can easily spoil it by all these organs which are collecting the conditionings and the ego from outside. That's why this center is very vulnerable. Other centers are not so much connected outside, as this center is connected and receives all the information from all these organs. For example, the eyes now here. Eyes are very important because they say this is the window of the spirit. And you have seen that when Kundalini rises and spirit starts shining, there is a dilatation of the pupils and you look like an innocent child and there's a twinkle in your eyes. But the way we play with our eyes all the time, the way we use it indiscreetly, with our lust and greed, we can spoil the center very badly. Once we start taking to destructive things in our life, we immediately become akin, or we start accepting whatever is wrong, whatever is destructive very easily. I feel this is some sort of a genetic defect. Because in certain people, they will not accept anything that is stupid, idiotic or destructive. But in certain people, they are very prone and very easily can be taken to things which are absurd, which are stupid, and which are definitely destructive. This can become a very collective acceptance also. Another you can see is what you hear. Some people, if they hear something nonsensical, they'll just put their hands to their ears. They don't want to hear anymore. But there are some people who like it and go on enjoying it. Ultimately, they become servile, or we can say conditioned, that they like all these horrible things that normally a human being won't like. One of the joy-giving organ is the sense of smell. When the Kundalini rises in many people, they get a fragrance of many things. Some people get of gugul, or sometimes they get of fragrance of sandalwood or something, which is a very natural essence of flowers or maybe of some woods. But these unnaturally made things which are actually destructive to your cells of smelling, that is what they start using. And once you start using these kind of things, then what happens that you don't feel any bad smell anywhere, like animals. But so many animals can smell, if not, they don't call it bad or good, but they can smell. Even that sensitivity of good and bad smell we human beings have got is lost. So whatever is our ascent as human beings, at what a level we have gone, start completely disappearing, gradually, one by one. Then the same with the throat. If the throat is using bad languages and is being used for abusing people, showing temper on people, or anything of aggression, or sometimes people take things which can also spoil the throat by their destructive qualities, like alcohol, especially the smoking. If you smoke, then the throat gets vulnerable and the sweetness of your voice is lost. Then they speak with a hoarse voice. But this is all external. It starts becoming external. Mouth smells with that. And also the teeth react to all such things which we take without discretion about it. Because that's the fashion, because it is marketing well, because it is advertised. That means we have not got our own wisdom, our own personality. But when this center is awakened, then what you develop is a discretion. As I was telling them yesterday how the word Hamsa has come for this center. Because there's a Sanskrit very beautiful couplet which says that a swan is white and a crane is a white bird. What is the difference between the swan and a crane? The answer is that when you mix milk with water, the swan will just suck in the milk while the crane has no discretion, no vivek. This discretionary power, once we start losing, we start becoming just like a rabbit, I would say. Because we have no personality. Anybody can brainwash us. And the more they tell us about our discretion, we listen to them. So at this point, when you have got your realization, the first discretion should be, how am I going to achieve that state of spirit, the pure spirit? Instead of that, also people get lost because they have no discretion. With this enlightenment, first thing that happens, I've seen with people, their eyes are fixed. They don't rove their eyes much now. They have very innocent eyes. Otherwise, they are really mad, those people who go on looking at everything like this. There's no difference between a madman and him. You put one madman, he does the same, and a person who is like that does the same. And it's such a crazy thing to do. But immediately, it is such a spontaneous thing. It's like the light coming in the room. It is so spontaneous that you start seeing things clearly. No, this is not. Before, in the garden, you would go and collect all the thorns and put them in your body. That was the situation. Never looked at the flowers. And suddenly, after realization, you'd be amazed. You just see flowers and don't bother about thorns. Or if you find, you take them out. There is joy even before realization and after realization, but there is no capacity to enjoy. That capacity comes to you after realization. And the main thing that happens to you is the discretion. Then like the swan, you just take the milk of everything. At everything, your attitude becomes very different. Start seeing things in a different angle. Like once we had to go to one very ancient temple to see some art. Me, my son-in-law and my daughter, we were walking up. We had to walk for miles up the hill. And they were very tired, so we went into one temple and just laid down ourselves. They were so tired. At that time I said, see these elephants, see how beautiful they are. Everyone has a different type of a tail and a different type of a trunk. The poses are different. So many of them are like that. My son-in-law said, Baba, we are so tired. How are you looking at these things? Because attention didn't go to my tiredness, but to those beautiful things. Same thing, you start sucking in the milk. There is joy, but you cannot feel the joy because the power, that subtle power of divine discretion is not there. Once that comes in, you start enjoying everything. It's just the same. Life is just the same. Nothing has changed. Same house, same family, same city, same environment. But you start enjoying. Because the sensitivity of your Sahaja Chakra is now only for divine discretion, and you immediately know, and then you don't want to do anything with the thorns. Only want to gather flowers, and you know how to gather flowers, and you are in joy. So the light of the Spirit which shines through your Sahaja Chakra gives you wisdom. Wisdom doesn't mean that you know how to argue things or you fight with people. No, it doesn't mean that. Wisdom means how you take to the good side of everything to enjoy it. This is wisdom. And that you avoid all destructive things and take to something constructive. Now you are going, say, on a road, and is written there is danger. Before realization, they will say, all right, let's see what is danger. They will jump into it and say that we have got nirvana by killing themselves. Such explanations. But a sensible man will say, oh no, danger, go back. What's the harm? After all, he preserves himself. He respects his life because he knows now he has become the instrument of God. So wisdom comes to you automatically, but through experience, then you know this is the right path. Through experience you start understanding. Nowadays I am telling all these things to you. Say, if 20 years back I never talked of these things to them, because I knew if I start talking they'll say, oh, she's talking something out of the blue, God knows if it is true or not. But once the wisdom becomes transparent and you start seeing through it everything very clearly, makes your mind absolutely clear, then anybody who tells things of wisdom, you never feel bad about it. On the contrary, you thank that I'm so lucky that I can hear about these things, such nice things. And also those sayings start giving you joy. So with the ear, you hear so many things, used to hear the same things, might be hearing so much music, everything before also. But it never gave you joy. Now because of this transformation, the same music which you heard before now makes you feel as if you are in the seventh heaven. You know the aspect of that what is to be enjoyed. That part which is to be enjoyed. And once you know how to do it, then you say we are swimming in the ocean of joy. The ocean is the same. But now you are just touching those beautiful drops of ambrosia which are in that ocean. And the rest are worried of getting drowned. Same ocean, same world. That's why they say it's a Maya. But after this discretion is shining, there's no Maya. You start enjoying. It's like this, supposing you drop somebody in the ocean. He'll be so frightened and he'll die before even he's sunk really. But supposing a person there is with all his things to watch and he is the one who is going to see all the beauty of the underworld. He's very nicely secured. He's got beautiful glasses and all that, and he's wearing nice paddles. He doesn't have to bother. He just goes there, nicely enjoys everything, takes photographs. The ocean is the same. For him or for the one who is dropped in the ocean. But the one who is secured, one who has all the equipments, the one who knows what is to be seen, is enjoying it. In the same way you are equipped with wisdom, with security. And you know what you are doing. The same thing starts becoming so very beautiful and enjoyable.